It is a quiet afternoon in late autumn within a small wooden cabin nestled deep in the forests of the Pacific Northwest. The rain has been falling steadily for hours and creates a soft drumming sound on the cedar shake roof. You are sitting in a large armchair near the window. The chair is upholstered in a faded green velvet that feels soft and warm against your skin. Outside the window, the world is a blur of greens and grays. The tall Douglas fir trees stand motionless under the weight of the water. Their branches droop slightly toward the damp earth. The bark of the trees is dark and textured with deep grooves where the water channels down to the roots. There is a small stream nearby that is swollen with the rainfall. You cannot see the stream clearly, but you can hear the faint rushing sound of water over smooth river stones. The window pane is cold to the touch. Small droplets of water collect on the outside of the glass. One droplet merges with another and they slide down together in a meandering path, leaving a faint trail behind them. Inside the cabin, the air is warm and smells faintly of wood smoke and old paper. There is a stone fireplace on the far wall. A small fire is burning there. The logs are seasoned oak and they burn with a steady and slow heat. The flames are low and orange. They flicker gently and cast long shadows across the wooden floorboards. The floorboards are wide and polished, smooth by years of use. They are covered in places by thick woven rugs in shades of crimson and navy who watch the fire for a long time. A log shifts and settles into the bed of glowing embers with a soft rustle. Sparks rise up the chimney and disappear. On the small table beside you, there is a ceramic mug. It is filled with hot herbal tea. Steam rises from the surface of the tea in lazy swirling ribbons. This steam dissipates into the air. You reach out and wrap your hands around the warm mug. The heat seeps into your palms. It feels grounding and comforting. You do not drink the tea yet, you just hold it. The room is filled with books. There are shelves lining every wall from the floor to the ceiling. The books are old and bound in leather or cloth. Some are blue and some are red and some are brown. The titles are faded gold. The shelves are made of dark walnut wood. You can see the grain of the wood. It runs in long, straight lines. There is a layer of dust on the very top shelf where no one reaches. The dust motes dance in the faint light coming from the window. The light is gray and diffused. It is the kind of light that makes everything look soft and sleepy. You turn, your gaze back to the window. The rain is falling harder now. It comes down in straight vertical lines. It washes over the ferns that grow near the foundation of the cabin. The ferns are bright green and they glisten with moisture. The ground is covered in a carpet of pine needles. The needles are brown and russet. They absorb the rain like a sponge. A small bird takes shelter under the eaves of the porch. It is a sparrow with brown and white feathers. It puffs up its feathers against the chill. It sits very still and watches the rain. You feel your shoulders drop and relax. The tension leaves your muscles. Your breathing becomes slow and deep. You breathe in the scent of the cabin. You breathe out the stress of the day. The only sound is the rain and the fire. The rhythm of the rain is hypnotic. It does not change. It is a constant white noise that fills the space. Tick-tock goes the grandfather clock in the corner. The clock is tall and made of cherry wood. The pendulum swings. Back and forth. Back and forth. It catches the light from the fire as it moves. The brass weight moves slowly down. The face of the clock is cream-colored with black Roman numerals. The hands are delicate and black. They move imperceptibly. Time seems to stand still here. There is nowhere you need to be. There is nothing you need to do. You are safe and dry and warm. You look at the heavy woolen blanket draped over the back of the sofa. It is a tartan pattern with squares of forest green and navy blue. The wool looks scratchy but warm. You can imagine pulling it over your legs. The texture of the wool against denim, the weight of it pressing down. It would be very cozy. Your eyes feel heavy. The eyelids want to close. You blink slowly. Your room blurs for a moment before coming back into focus. You look at the wooden beams on the ceiling. They are rough-hewn and stained a dark color. You can see the marks from the tools used to shape them long ago. They are solid and strong. They hold up the roof that protects you from the rain. The rain continues to fall. It taps against the glass. Tap, tap, tap to gentle rhythm, a lullaby from nature. You look at the rug on the floor again. You trace the intricate patterns with your eyes. There are vines and flowers woven into the border, where the colors are muted by age. The center of the rug is a deep red. It looks soft to walk on. You'd imagine taking off your shoes. You'd imagine walking in socks across the floor. The wood would be cool and smooth. The rug would be soft and warm. You shift slightly in your chair. The velvet fabric makes a soft sound. The cushion conforms to your body. It supports you perfectly. You rest your head back against the wing of the chair. You look at the fire again. The flames have burned down a little. The coals are glowing, a deep, intense red. Heat radiates outward. It warms your face and your hands. A piece of wood cracks. It is a sharp sound that emphasizes the silence. The smoke rises straight up the chimney. The draft is good. Outside, the wind picks up slightly. It rustles the branches of the trees. You hear the sound of wet leaves brushing against each other. It is a whispering sound. It sounds like the forest is breathing. The air in the cabin is still. Dust motes continue to float. They move in slow motion. You watch one specific dust mote. It floats up and then down. It drifts sideways. It disappears into the shadow. You take a sip of your tea. It is still hot. It tastes of chamomile and honey. The liquid is warm going down your throat. It warms you from the inside. You place the mug back on the coaster. The coaster is made of cork. It makes a soft thud. You fold your hands in your lap. You listen to the rain again. It seems to have settled into a steady pour. It is a gray curtain that separates you from the world. The world outside does not matter right now. Only this room matters. Only this moment matters. You look at the small side table again. There, which is a lamp with a brass base. The shade is made of parchment. It is not turned on. If it were on, it would cast a warm yellow glow. But the gray daylight is enough. It is soothing to the eyes. It does not demand attention. You'll look at the books again. You'll try to read the titles on the spines. History of the counties. Flora of the North. The bindings are worn at the corners. Some of the fabric is fraying. These books have been read many times. They hold stories and knowledge, but you do not need to read them now. It is enough to know they are there. They add to the quiet atmosphere. They absorb the sound. The room feels insulated. It is a cocoon of silence. You feel a wave of drowsiness wash over you. It starts at the top of your head. It moves down your neck. It moves into your shoulders. Your arms feel heavy. Your hands feel heavy. Your legs feel heavy. Your feet are relaxed. You are sinking deeper into the chair. The velvet holds you. The room is getting slightly darker as the afternoon wears on. The shadows in the corners deepen. The fire seems brighter in contrast. The orange light dances on the walls. It creates moving shapes that are hypnotic to watch. You close your eyes for a moment. You listen to the sounds. The rain on the roof. The rain on the window. The wind in the trees. The crackle of the fire. The tick of the clock. It is a symphony of calm. You open your eyes slowly. The room is the same. Nothing has changed. Everything is peaceful. You notice a small spider web in the upper corner of the window. It is delicate and fine. No spider is visible. The web vibrates slightly when the thunder rolls in the distance. The thunder is far away. It is a low rumble. It is not frightening. It sounds like a heavy stone rolling across a wooden floor. It adds to the coziness. The storm is out there. You're in here. You are perfectly safe. You look at the floorboards again. You count the knots in the wood. 1, 2, 3, 4. They are dark circles in the grain. They look like eyes watching the room, but they adjust with the house settles. It creaks softly. It is an old house. It has settled many times. It is comfortable in its foundation. You'll feel comfortable in your skin. You'll take another deep breath. The air is so fresh even inside. The cabin is not airtight. It breathes with the forest. You can smell the rain coming in through the small gaps. It smells like wet earth and ozone. It is a clean smell. It washes away the stale air. You look at the ceramic mug again. A tiny drop of condensation is formed on the side. It slides down to the coaster. It leaves a wet trail on the blue glaze. The glaze is speckled like a bird egg. It is a beautiful cup. It was made by hand. You can see the thumbprint of the potter near the handle. It is a human touch in a quiet room. You feel connected to the simple things. The cup, the chair, the fire, the wood, the wall. These are simple things. They are real things. They are grounding. Your mind begins to drift. You are not thinking of anything specific. Thoughts float by like the clouds outside. You do not hold on to them. You let them go. You are just observing. You are just existing. The rain continues. It will rain all night. You know this. It is a long, slow rain. It is good for the trees. It is good for the river. It is good for the earth. And it is good for you. It gives you permission to rest. Permission to do nothing. Permission to sleep. The fire pops again. A small spark lands on the hearth. It glows for a second and fades to black. The ash in the fireplace is gray and soft. It builds up under the grate. It shows that many fires have burned here. Many quiet evenings have passed here. This is just one of them. You are part of a long tradition of resting by the fire. It is a primal feeling. It is deep in your bones. The need for warmth, the need for shelter, the need for rest. You have all of these things. You are lucky. You are content. The light in the room is fading more now. Twilight is approaching. The gray outside is turning to blue, a deep indigo blue. The trees are becoming silhouettes. They are black shapes against the dark blue sky. The window becomes a mirror. You can see the reflection of the fire in the glass. You can see the reflection of the lamp. You can see your own reflection. You look calm. You look tired. You look ready to sleep. The room feels smaller now, more intimate. The darkness brings the walls in. The circle of light from the fire is the center of the world. You stare into the embers. They pulse with heat. They breathe with the airflow. Red, orange, yellow, white. The colors shift and change. It is better than television. It is better than a screen. It is real light. It is real heat. Your eyelids are so heavy now. It is a struggle to keep them open. You do not want to keep them open. You want to let go. You want to drift away. The sound of the rain is a blanket. It covers everything and muffles the world. There is only the rain and the fire. And the clock tick-tack, tick-tack, the rhythm slows down your heart rate. Your heart beats slowly. Thump, 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 thump. It beats in time with the slow world. You are one with the room. You are one with the quiet. You adjust your position one last time. You pull your legs up slightly. You turn your head to the side. You rest your cheek against the velvet wing of the chair. It is soft. It is cool. It feels good. You close your eyes. This time you do not open them. You listen. You listen to the rain. It is a steady drum. It is a wash of sound. It carries you away. You are floating on a river of sound. It is a gentle river. It moves slowly. It takes you towards sleep. You visualize the forest outside, the trees standing in the dark, the rain falling on their leaves, the water dripping to the ground, the stream flowing over the rocks, the moss drinking the water, the ferns bowing down, the birds sleeping in the branches, the deer sleeping in the thicket. The whole forest is asleep. The whole world is asleep. You are part of the forest. You are part of the earth. You are safe. You are warm, you are tired, you let go, you drift, you sink down, 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 down into the velvet, into the warmth, into the quiet, into the dark. Sleep is coming. It is a soft wave. It washes over your feet. It washes over your legs. It washes over your hands. It washes over your mind. There is no more thought. There is only peace. There is only the sound of the rain. The rain. The rain. The rain. The fire has burned down to a low bed of glowing coals. They pulse with a faint and rhythmic light that mimics the beating of a slow heart. The bright orange flames are gone now. They have been replaced by a deep and steady red glow that lives inside the ash. The heat is still there, but it is softer. Now, it does not reach as far into the room. The corners of the cabin have been reclaimed by the shadows. The shadows are soft and velvety. They wrap around the bookshelves and the furniture like a protective cloak. The room feels smaller and even more safe than before. The temperature has dropped just a few degrees. You can feel the coolness in the air that touches your nose. It is a crisp coolness. It makes the warmth of the chair and your clothes feel even better. You pull the tartan blanket up. You cover your legs and your torso. The wool is heavy and thick. It traps your body heat instantly. It creates a warm pocket of air around you. The scratchiness of the wool is not unpleasant. It feels textured and real. It reminds you that you are protected. Outside, the rain has changed its tempo. It is no longer a heavy downpour. It has settled into a steady and gentle drizzle. The drumming on the roof has become a whispering she, she, she. It sounds like the forest is hushing the world to sleep. The wind has died down completely. The trees are motionless again. They stand like silent sentinels in the dark. The window is dark. You cannot see the trees anymore. You can only see the reflection of the dying embers in the glass. The reflection is ghost-like and faint. The ceramic mug on the table is cold now. The tea has cooled down. It sits there untouched, a small relic of the afternoon. The clock continues its work. Tick-tock, tick-tock. The sound seems louder now that the rain is quieter. It is the heartbeat of the house. It counts the seconds. Of the night, it does not rush. It does not slow down. It is perfectly consistent. You are in a state of half sleep. You are aware of the room, but you are also far away. Your thoughts are misty and vague. You think about the moss growing on the rocks outside. You think about the roots of the trees drinking the water. You think about the clouds moving slowly across the sky. The night feels long and luxurious. There is no alarm set. There is no morning meeting. There is only this long stretch of time to rest. You shift slightly under the blanket. The movement is slow. You settle deeper into the warmth. The silence in the cabin is heavy, but it is a good weight. It is the weight of peace. Hours pass, or maybe just minutes. It is hard to tell. Time flows differently here. It loops and stretches. The coals in the fireplace slowly turn to gray, ash. The red glow fades to a dull pink, then to nothing. The darkness is complete now, but it is not scary. It is a restful darkness. It is the absence of stimulation. Your eyes are rested. Your mind is rested. Slowly, very slowly, the quality of the darkness begins to change. It is not yet light, but the black is turning to a deep charcoal gray. Morning is approaching. It comes on silent feet. It creeps over the mountains and through the trees. The window, pane begins to reappear. It changes from a black mirror to a square of dark gray. The shapes of the fir trees emerge from the gloom. They are just shadows at first. Then they gain form. They gain texture. The rain has stopped completely. Now there is only the sound of water dripping. Drip, drip, drip. It falls from the eaves of the roof. It falls from the tips of the pine needles. It lands on the wet earth with a soft plop. The air outside is filled with mist. A thick white fog has rolled in from the river. It hugs the ground. It wraps around the trunks of the trees. It makes the world look soft and dreamlike. A light continues to grow brighter. But it is not a harsh sun. It is a diffused white light. It filters through the fog. It enters the cabin gently. It reveals the room again. The books on the shelves, the cold fireplace, the empty mug, the texture of the rug. Everything is exactly where you left it. The world has not changed, it has just rested. A single bird begins to sing. It is a robin. Its song is clear and sweet. It cuts through the morning mist. It is waking up the forest. Another bird joins in, then another. It is a slow morning chorus. They are welcoming the day. You feel refreshed. You feel calm. The sleep lingers in your body. You are not ready to get up yet. You stay in the chair. You watch the light change. You watch the mist swirl outside the window. It moves like slow water. It reveals a fern here, a rock there. The colors of the world are returning. The green of the moss is vibrant. The brown of the bark is deep. The gray of the stone is solid. The cabin feels cool. Now the fire is out, but the blanket is still warm. You are still warm. You breathe in the morning air. It has seeped in during the night. It smells of damp earth and pine resin. It is the smell of a new beginning. You feel a deep sense of gratitude for the cabin, for the rain, for the rest. The day stretches out before you. It is a blank page. You can do anything, or you can do nothing. The choice is yours. But for now, you just sit. You just breathe. You just exist. In this quiet cabin, in the quiet forest, in the quiet morning, the peace you found in the night is still with you. It is inside you. It will stay with you. You close your eyes one last time. You listen to the dripping water. You listen to the birds. You feel the wool. You feel the chair. You are grounded. You are home. The world is soft. The world is kind. The world is waiting. But there is no rush. No rush at all. Just peace. Just quiet. Just here. You sit in the chair for a few more minutes, enjoying the absolute stillness of the morning. The light in the room has shifted from gray to a pale gold as the sun tries to break through the mist. You decide it is time to move. You slowly push the heavy woolen blanket aside. It slides off your lap and folds onto the floor. The air in the cabin is brisk and cool against your skin. It is refreshing. You stand up slowly. Your muscles feel relaxed and loose from the long rest. You stretch your arms up towards the ceiling beams. You reach high. You feel a gentle stretch in your back and shoulders. You take a deep breath. You exhale slowly. You look down at your feet. You are wearing thick gray wool socks. They keep your feet warm on the wooden floor. You wiggle your toes. You turn and walk towards the small kitchen area in the corner of the cabin. The floorboards creak softly under your weight. It is a familiar and comforting sound. The kitchen is simple and rustic. The counters are made of thick butcher block wood. The wood is smooth and worn in the center from years of use. It has a warm honey color. You'll reach for the kettle on the stove. It is a silver stainless steel kettle. It feels cool to the touch. You walk to the sink and turn the handle. The water comes out clear and cold from the tap. You fill the kettle. The sound of the water rushing is loud in the quiet room. You place the kettle back on the burner. You turn the dial. The gas ignites with a soft whoosh sound and ring of blue. Flame appears. It is a perfect circle of fire. You watch the flame for a moment. It flickers slightly but stays strong. You turn away to prepare the coffee. You reach for a glass jar on the shelf. It is filled with dark roasted coffee beans. You open the lid. The smell hits you instantly. It is rich and earthy and sweet. It fills your nose. It smells like comfort. It smells like home. You pour a small amount of beans into a manual grinder. You hold the wooden body of the grinder with one hand. You turn the metal handle with the other. Crunch, crunch, crunch. The sound of the beans grinding is rhythmic. It takes some effort to turn the handle. You feel the resistance. It wakes up your hands. You grind the beans until they are a dark, fragrant powder. The kettle begins to whistle. It starts as a low hum and rises to a steady tone. You turn off the heat. The whistle dies down instantly. Steam rises from the spout. You pour the hot water over the coffee grounds in the French press. The water swirls with the coffee. A thick foam forms on top. You put the lid on and press the plunger down just a little to trap the heat. You set a timer for 4 minutes. You wait. Patience is part of the ritual. While the coffee steeps, you look out the kitchen window. The sun has finally broken through the clouds. A beam of golden sunlight cuts through the mist. It strikes the window pane. It enters the cabin. The light lands on the kitchen table. It illuminates the grain of the wood. It makes the dust motes dance in the air. They look like tiny stars floating in the beam of light. The room feels warmer instantly. The colors become brighter. The red of the rug, the green of the chair, the brown of the books. Everything looks saturated and alive. The timer dings softly. The coffee's ready. You press the plunger down slowly. It moves through the liquid with a steady resistance. You reach for a mug from the hook under the shelf. This one is cream-colored ceramic with a brown rim. It is heavy and solid. You pour the coffee. Your liquid is dark and glossy. Steam rises up in clouds. You add a small splash of cream. The cream swirls into the black coffee, creating patterns of white and caramel. You stir it gently with a silver spoon. Clink, clink, clink. The sound is sharp and clear. You lift the mug to your lips. You blow on the steam. You take a sip. It is hot. It is rich. It is delicious. It warms your chest. You lean your hip against the counter and look out the window again. The mist is lifting rapidly now. You can see the river clearly. The water is sparkling in the sunlight. It moves fast over the rocks. The trees are dripping with melting dew. The diamonds of water fall from the branches. The forest looks washed and clean. You decide to make some toast. You take a slice of thick sourdough bread. The crust is floury and crisp. You place it in the toaster. You push the lever down. You wait. You smell the bread toasting. It is a yeasty and warm smell. It mixes with the smell of the coffee. It is the smell of a slow morning. The toast pops up. It is golden brown. You place it on a small plate. You take a knife and spread calmness. Butter on it. The butter melts instantly into the hot bread. It turns yellow and shiny. You carry your plate and your mug to the small table by the window. You sit down on a wooden chair. The sun is warm on your back. It feels like a gentle hug.
You take a bite of the toast. It is crunchy and soft at the same time. You chew slowly. You are not in a rush. You have nowhere to be. You watch a squirrel run down the trunk of a fir tree. It twitches its tail. It looks for food in the wet leaves. It finds a nut and scampers away. You smile. The world is busy with small things, but you are still. You take another sip of coffee. You feel completely awake now, but very calm. The sleepiness is gone, but the peace remains. You look around the cabin one more time. The fire is just ash. The blanket is on the floor. The book is on the table. It is a scene of perfect contentment. You know that you can spend the whole day here. You can read, you can write, you can walk in the woods, or you can just sit in the sun. The day is yours. The time is yours. You feel a deep sense of well-being. You are rested. You are fed. You are warm. You are safe. The story of the rainy night is over. The story of the sunny day is beginning. But for now, you just sit in the sun. You hold your warm cup. You breathe in the coffee and the wood smoke and the pine. You are exactly where you need to be. You place the empty ceramic mug in the sink. It makes a gentle clink against the metal. You rinse it with a stream of clear water. You watch the water swirl around the bottom of the cup and disappear down the drain. You turn the faucet handle and the water stops. The silence returns instantly. It is time to go outside. It is time to smell the air. You walk over to the coat rack near the heavy wooden door. The rack is made of old iron hooks. Your jacket is hanging there. It is a waxed canvas jacket in a dark tan color. It smells faintly of oil and pine needles. You take it down. The fabric creates a rustling sound. You slip your right arm into the sleeve, then your left arm. The jacket is stiff and cool at first, but your body heat warms it up quickly. You fasten the buttons one by one. The buttons are made of brass. They feel cold against your fingertips. You button the top one, then the middle one, then the bottom one. You feel secure. You feel protected against the damp morning air. You sit down on a small wooden bench by the door to put on your boots. The bench is sturdy and low. Your boots are leather. They are a deep brown color like roasted coffee beans. The leather is soft from years of use. You slide your foot inside. It fits perfectly. You take the laces in your hands. You pull them tight. You cross them over. You tie a bow. You do the same with the left boot. You stand up. You stamp your feet lightly to settle them. Thud, thud. You are ready. You reach for the door handle. It is a heavy iron latch. You press your thumb down on the lever. Click. The door swings open with a low groan of the hinges. The fresh air rushes in to meet you. It is crisp and clean. It smells of wet earth and ozone and cedar. It fills your lungs. You step out onto the porch. The floorboards of the porch are damp with the morning dew. They are a dark gray color. You walk to the railing. You place your hands on the wood. It is wet and cold. You look out at the forest. The sun is higher now. It filters through the tall trees and shafts of light. The mist is burning off. It rises from the ground in wispy curls. It looks like the forest is breathing. You see a rocking chair in the corner of the porch. It is made of wicker. It is painted white. The paint is chipping slightly in places. It looks inviting, but you decide to walk a little first. You walk down the 3 wooden steps to the ground. The gravel crunching under your boots is a satisfying sound. Crunch, crunch, crunch. It is the only sound in the vast quiet. You walk slowly. There is no destination. You are just walking to walk. The path is narrow. It winds between the trunks of the giant fir trees. The ground on either side of the path is covered in ferns. They are sword ferns. They are huge and green. They brush against your legs as you pass. Swish, swish. The leaves are wet. They leave small streaks of water on your canvas pants. You do not mind. It feels like nature is touching you. You stop to look at a large tree trunk. The bark is thick and deeply furrowed. It is covered in moss. The moss is a vibrant emerald green. It is soft to the touch. You run your fingers over it. It feels like velvet. It is damp and cool. A small drop of water falls from a branch high above. It lands on your hand. It is cold. It wakes up your skin. You continue walking. The path leads you towards the sound of the stream. The stream is nearby. You can hear it rushing over the stones. The sound gets louder as you walk. It is a white noise that blocks out all other thoughts. You reach the bank of the stream. The water is clear and cold. It flows fast. It tumbles over gray river stones. The stones are smooth and round. They have been shaped by the water for thousands of years. You spot a large flat rock near the edge of the water. It looks dry in the sun. You decide to sit down. You sit on the rock. It is solid and warm from the sun. You watch the water flow. You watch the patterns it makes, swirls and eddies, bubbles and foam. The light catches the ripples. It sparkles like diamonds. It is hypnotic. You could watch it for hours. A leaf floats by. It is a yellow maple leaf. It rides the current. It spins around a rock. It continues downstream. You wonder where it will go. You take a deep breath. The air here is even fresher. It is filled with negative ions from the moving water. It makes you feel light. It makes you feel clear. You close your eyes for a moment. You listen to the symphony of the stream. Splash, gurgle, rush. It is a happy sound. It is a busy sound, but it demands nothing from you. You open your eyes. You look up at the canopy of the trees. The branches interlock high above your head. They form a roof of green needles. The sky is visible in small patches of blue. A hawk circles high above. It is a tiny speck in the blue. It glides effortlessly on the wind. It does not flap its wings. It just floats. You feel like you are floating too. You are anchored to the rock, but your mind is free. You feel a gentle breeze on your face. It rustles the bushes nearby. A small bird lands on a branch across the stream. It is a chickadee. It has a black cap and a white chest. It hops from one twig to another. It looks at you. It chirps once. Peep. Then it flies away. You are alone again, but you are not lonely. You feel a connection to everything around you.
To the air. You feel small in a good way. The problems of the world feel very far away. They do not exist here. Only this moment exists. The sun is getting warmer on your face. You unbutton the top button of your jacket. You lean back on your hands. You tilt your face to the sun. You absorb the warmth. It feels like a recharge. You are a solar panel soaking up the energy. You sit there for a long time. Time passes without you noticing. The shadows shift slightly. The angle of the light changes. You decide it is time to head back to the cabin. You stand up slowly. Your legs feel stretched. You turn away from the stream. You walk back up the path. The gravel crunches again. The ferns swish again. You retrace your steps. You see your own footprints in a patch of soft mud. They are the only mark of your passing. You reach the clearing where the cabin stands. It looks welcoming. Smoke is still rising gently from the chimney. It is a thin wisp of gray against the green trees. You walk up the steps to the porch. You stomp your boots to knock off the mud. You open the heavy door. You step back inside. The air inside is still warm and smells of coffee. It feels like a hug. You take off your jacket. You hang it back on the hook. You sit on the bench and take off your boots. You put your wool socks back on the wooden floor. You feel grounded. You feel calm. You have started the day in the best possible way, with nature, with silence, with peace. You walk over to the large armchair by the window, the same one you sat in last night. You sit down. The cushion is soft. You pick up a book from the side table. It is a book of poetry. You open it to a random page. You do not read yet, you just look at the words. You hold the book in your lap. You look out the window at the path you just walked. You feel a sense of accomplishment. You have walked. You have seen. You have breathed. Now you can rest again. The morning is moving into the afternoon. The pace is slow. The day is yours. You settle back into the chair. You are ready for a quiet afternoon. You are ready to do nothing, absolutely nothing. And that is a beautiful thing. You sit in the comfortable silence of the cabin for a while longer. The sensation of the walk is still in your legs. It is a pleasant hum of energy. Your stomach gives a small rumble. It is a quiet reminder that it is time to eat. You are not famished, just ready for a simple meal. You stand up from the armchair. You leave the book of poetry on the side table. You walk back to the kitchen area. The sunlight is streaming across the wooden floorboards now. It warms your socks as you walk. You reach the butcher block counter. It is clean and empty. You decide on a simple lunch, something rustic and easy. You walk to the pantry cupboard. The door squeaks faintly as you open it. You take out a loaf of crusty bread. It is wrapped in brown paper. You take out a block of sharp white cheddar cheese. You take out a crisp red apple from a woven bowl. You place these items on the wooden counter. They look beautiful in the natural light, a still life painting of lunch. You reach for a cutting board. It is made of heavy maple wood. You place it on the counter. You reach for a small paring knife with a wooden handle. The wood of the handle is smooth and dark. You unwrap the bread. The crust is hard and floury. You cut a thick slice. Saw, saw, saw. The knife cuts through the crust with a crunch. It slides through the soft white interior. You cut another slice. You place the bread on a small ceramic plate. It is the same blue speckled plate as before. You unwrap the cheese. It smells tangy and rich. You cut 3 thick slices. The cheese crumbles slightly under the knife. You place the cheese on the bread. Next is the apple. You wash it in the sink. The water beads on the red, waxy skin. You dry it with a linen towel. You slice the apple into quarters. You cut out the core. You slice the quarters into thin wedges. The flesh of the apple is bright white. It contrasts with the red skin. You arrange the apple slices on the plate next to the bread and cheese. It is a perfect plowman's lunch. You do not need anything else. You carry the plate to the table by the window. You fill a glass with cool water. You sit down. The chair scrapes softly against the floor. You pick up a slice of apple. You take a bite. It is crisp and sweet. It crunches loudly in the quiet room. You chew slowly. You taste the juice. You pick up a piece of bread with cheese. The bread is chewy. The cheese is sharp. The combination is satisfying. You eat slowly. You look out the window as you eat. The wind has picked up slightly outside. It moves the branches of the fir trees. They sway back and forth, back and forth. It is a hypnotic dance. The sun is moving across the sky. The shadows in the room are shifting. They are getting longer again. You finish your lunch. You drink the water. It is cool and refreshing. You feel full and content. You take your plate to the sink. You wash it quickly. You dry it. You put it away. The kitchen is clean again. You walk back to the living area. The fire in the fireplace has gone out completely. There is just a pile of gray ash. You do not need the fire now. The sun is warming the room through the glass. The air is comfortably warm. You feel a wave of drowsiness. It is the natural dip in energy that comes after lunch. It is the body saying it is time to rest. You look at the sofa this time. It is a large leather sofa. The leather is a deep cognac color. It looks soft and warm. It invites you. You walk over to it. You see a folded blanket on the armrest. It is a different blanket. This one is made of cream-colored cotton. It is lighter than the wool one. It is perfect for a nap. You sit down on the sofa. The leather sighs as it takes your weight. You swing your legs up. You lie down. You rest your head on a soft cushion. You cover yourself with the cotton blanket. It smells of lavender laundry soap. It is clean and fresh. You wiggle your toes to get comfortable. You are lying on your back. You look up at the ceiling beams again. You trace the lines of the wood grain. Your eyes follow a crack in the beam from one end to the other. It is a long journey. The room is so quiet. The only sound is the grandfather clock. Tick-tock, tick-tock. It is a steady heartbeat. It slows your own heart down. You reach out and pick up the book from the coffee table. It is an old hardcover book. The title is The Trees of the North. You open it. The pages are thick and yellowed at the edges. You can smell the old paper. It smells like vanilla and dust. You start to read a random paragraph. It describes the needles of the hemlock tree. The words are long and descriptive. The text is dense. You read about the bark texture. You read about the root systems. You read about the photosynthesis process. The information is interesting but dry. It is not a thriller. It is a lullaby in written form. Your eyes scan the lines, left to right, left to right. The words begin to blur slightly. You blink to clear your vision. You read the same sentence twice. You do not mind. You are not reading to learn. You are reading to rest. The book feels heavy in your hands. Your arms feel heavy. You let the book lower slowly to your chest. You rest it there. The weight is comforting. You look out the window from your horizontal position.
You can only see the tops of the trees and the sky. The sky is a brilliant blue. A white cloud drifts into view. It is fluffy and round. It looks like a sheep. It moves so slowly that you can barely tell it is moving. You watch it change shape. It stretches out. It becomes thin. It fades away. Another cloud comes. This one looks like a mountain. You watch the clouds parade by. It is nature's television. Your eyelids feel heavier and heavier. Gravity is pulling them down. It feels good to close them. You close your eyes for just a second. You see the afterimage of the window behind your eyelids, a bright square in the dark. It fades slowly. You open your eyes again. It is harder this time. The room seems softer. The edges of the furniture are fuzzy. The light is golden and hazy. You feel warm. You feel safe. You feel heavy. You are sinking into the leather sofa. It holds you up. It supports every muscle. Your breathing changes. It becomes deeper, slower. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. You hear a fly buzzing somewhere in the room. Bzzz. It stops. Silence returns. Bzzz. It is a lazy sound. It is the sound of a lazy afternoon. It does not annoy you. It just reminds you that life is going on. But you have stepped out of the stream of life. You are on the bank, resting. You close your eyes again. This time, you do not open them. You let yourself drift. You are floating on a warm sea of relaxation. Thoughts come into your mind. What to make for dinner? It does not matter. Did I lock the door? Yes, you did. The thoughts float away like the clouds. You are just a body resting in a warm room. The sun moves across your legs. You can feel the heat traveling up your body. It is like a warm bath. It relaxes your muscles. Your toes are relaxed. Your ankles are relaxed. Your knees are relaxed. Your hips are heavy. Your back is melting into the sofa. Your shoulders are down. Your neck is loose. Your jaw is unclenched. Your face is smooth. The book rises and falls on your chest with each breath. Up and down, up and down. It is a gentle rhythm. The clock ticks on. Tick-tock, tick-tock. It counts you down into sleep. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are drifting. You are dreaming. You are asleep. The afternoon stretches on. The light changes from gold to amber. The shadows lengthen. The world turns. But you are still. You are peaceful. You are asleep, deep asleep. In the quiet cabin, in the quiet woods, nothing can disturb you. Nothing needs you. You are free to sleep. 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 You stir slightly on the leather sofa. The book on your chest has shifted. It slides down and rests on your stomach. You take a deep breath. It is a waking breath. You open your eyes slowly. The room has changed while you slept. The bright golden light of the afternoon is gone. It has been replaced by a deep amber glow. It is the golden hour. The sun is dipping below the tree line. You lie there for a moment. You are not sure what time it is. It does not matter. You feel groggy in a good way. Your body is heavy and relaxed. You push the cotton blanket aside. You sit up slowly. You rub your face with your hands. You stretch your arms out. You feel a satisfying pop in your back. You stand up. The floor is cooler now. The sun has left the floorboards. You walk to the window. You look out at the forest. The sky is a masterpiece of colors. There are streaks of purple and orange and pink. The clouds are lit from below. They look like fire. The trees are black silhouettes against the colorful sky. It is beautiful. It is fleeting. You watch the colors change minute by minute. The orange fades to red. The red fades to purple. The purple fades to indigo. Twilight is here. The cabin is getting dark. The corners are hidden in shadow again. It is time for light. You do not turn on the electric lamp. That would be too harsh. You want a softer light. You walk to the mantel above the fireplace. There is an old oil lantern sitting there. It is made of brass and glass. The glass is clean and clear. You take a box of wooden matches from the shelf. You slide the box open. You take out a single match. You lift the glass chimney of the lantern. You strike the match against the side of the box. Rip! The sound is sharp. A small flame bursts into life. It smells of sulfur. You hold the flame to the wick of the lantern. The wick catches instantly. A small blue flame appears. It turns yellow. It grows taller. You lower the glass chimney. The light steadies. It casts a warm, soft glow into the room. It pushes back the shadows. It creates a circle of light around you. The smell of the kerosene mixes with the smell of the cabin. It is a nostalgic smell. It smells of old times. You carry the lantern by its wire handle. It swings gently as you walk. You place it on the small wooden table beside the armchair. The light reflects in the window glass. Now there are two lanterns, one inside, one outside in the reflection. You sit down in the armchair again. The green velvet is familiar. You pull the wool blanket back over your lap. The air is getting chilly again. The evening drop in temperature has begun. You tuck the blanket around your legs. You watch the flame of the lantern. It is mesmerizing. It dances slightly in the draft. It is a living light. It feels more company than a light bulb. The room feels intimate. The world outside is gone. There is only the darkness and the trees. You cannot see them, but you know they are there. You hear an owl hoot in the distance. Hoo, hoo. It is a lonely sound, but you are not lonely. You are cozy. You are safe inside your circle of light. You feel the rhythm of the night taking over. It is a slower rhythm. The birds are quiet now. The squirrels are asleep. The forest is settling down. You settle down too. You lean your head back. You watch the shadows flicker on the ceiling beams. They move like water. They are hypnotic. You feel a sense of completion. The day is done. You have walked, you have eaten, you have rested. You have seen the sun and the rain. Now you are here, in the quiet dark, with your warm light. You do not need to do anything else. You just need to be. The lantern hisses very softly. It is a comforting white noise. It joins the ticking of the clock. Tick, tock, hiss. Tick, tock, hiss. It is the music of the evening. You close your eyes halfway. You watch the room through your eyelids. The light blurs into golden stars. You feel peace, deep peace. You are ready for the long, quiet night. You are ready for dreams.
You are asleep. But not just yet. For now, you just watch the flame. You watch the light. You watch the dark. You are exactly where you belong. The lantern burns steadily on the table. The golden light is soothing. It is the only light in the cabin. The rest of the room is in shadow. You feel a gentle hunger returning. It is time for a simple evening meal. You stand up from the armchair. You pick up the lantern by the handle. The light moves with you. It casts moving shadows on the walls. You walk to the kitchen. You place the lantern on the counter. It illuminates the wooden surface. You open the cupboard. You see a row of cans. You choose a can of tomato soup. It is a classic choice. It is comfort food. You take a heavy metal pot from the hook. You place it on the stove. You take a can opener from the drawer. You attach it to the rim of the can. Twist, twist, twist. The metal lid cuts open with a satisfying sound. You lift the lid. The smell of tomatoes is faint but pleasant. You pour the thick red soup into the pot. You add a little bit of water. You turn on the burner. The blue flame appears again. You take a wooden spoon. You stir the soup slowly, round and round. The soup begins to heat up. Small bubbles form at the edges. Steam rises from the pot. It smells of basil and sun-ripened tomatoes. It smells warm. You turn off the heat. You pour the steaming soup into a deep ceramic bowl. You take a spoon. You carry the bowl and the lantern back to your chair. You place the lantern on the side table. You hold the warm bowl in your hands. It warms your fingers. You sit down. You blow on the soup to cool it. You take a spoonful. It is hot and smooth. It tastes savory and sweet. It warms your throat. It warms your stomach. You eat slowly. There is no rush. The night is long. You scrape the bottom of the bowl with the spoon. Scrape, scrape. It is a quiet sound. You finish the last drop. You feel nourished. You feel heavy with contentment. You set the bowl aside on the coaster. The cabin is getting colder now. The night air is seeping in. The lantern gives light, but not enough heat. You look at the fireplace. It is dark and cold. It is time to wake it up. You stand up and walk to the woodpile next to the hearth. You select 2 pieces of split oak. The bark is rough. The wood is dry. You place them on the andirons. You crumple up a piece of old newspaper. Crinkle, crinkle. You place it under the wood. You add a handful of small twigs, kindling. You take the box of matches again. You strike a match. You touch it to the paper. The paper catches fire instantly. It flares up bright yellow. The fire licks at the twigs. They crackle and pop. The sound is sharp in the quiet room. The flames grow taller. They reach the oak logs. The bark begins to burn. You watch the process. It is a transformation. Cold wood turns into hot light. You feel the first wave of heat coming from the hearth. It touches your face. It touches your hands. You stand there for a moment, warming your backside. You rub your hands together. The fire is established now. It is roaring softly. It is a happy sound. It chases the cold away. It chases the shadows away. The room is filled with dancing orange light. It mixes with the steady gold light of the lantern. You walk back to your chair. You sit down. You pull the wool blanket up to your chin. You are in a cocoon of warmth. The soup is in your belly. The fire is at your feet. The roof is over your head. You look at the window. It is pitch black outside. You cannot see anything. The world ends at the glass. But inside, it is bright and warm. You stare into the flames. You watch a blue tongue of fire wrap around a log. You watch the sparks fly up the chimney. They look like fireflies. You listen to the logs shifting, settle and crack. The grandfather clock chimes. Bong, bong, bong. It is late, or maybe it is early. It does not matter. You are safe. You are warm. You are ready to do nothing but watch the fire. Watch the fire. Watch the fire.
The flames are hypnotic. They pull you in. Your eyes are heavy again. The nap earlier was good, but the night's sleep will be better. You are preparing for it. You are winding down. You are slowing down. The fire is your companion. The silence is your friend. You breathe in. You breathe out. Everything is right. Everything is calm. Everything is slow. The fire has burned down to a gentle glow once again. The logs are now just glowing shapes in the dark hearth. The heat is still radiating, but it is softer now. It is a sleepy heat. You feel the tiredness deep in your bones. It is a good kind of tired. It is the tiredness of a peaceful day. You know it is time to sleep. You stand up from the armchair for the last time today. You fold the wool blanket neatly. You place it on the seat of the chair. You smooth the fabric with your hand. You pick up the ceramic bowl from the table. You walk to the kitchen one last time. You place the bowl in the sink. You will wash it tomorrow. Tomorrow is another quiet day. You walk back to the living area. You check the front door. It is locked and secure. The heavy iron bolt is in place. You feel safe. You walk to the fireplace. You place the wire mesh screen in front of the embers. It protects the room. You pick up the lantern from the side table. The flame is still burning, steady and bright. Carry the light with you. You walk towards the bedroom door at the back of the cabin. The floorboards creak softly. Creak, creak. It is the house saying goodnight. You push the bedroom door open. The room is cool and dark. The air smells of lavender and fresh linen. You place the lantern on the bedside table. The table is made of solid oak. You look at the bed. It is a large bed with a tall wooden headboard. It is covered in a thick down duvet. The duvet is white and fluffy. It looks like a cloud. There are many pillows. You turn down the covers. The sheets underneath are made of flannel. They have a soft checkered pattern. They look inviting. You sit on the edge of the bed. The mattress is soft but supportive. You take off your socks. You place them on the rug. You swing your legs into the bed. You slide down under the covers. The sheets are cool against your skin at first. You shiver slightly, but the heavy duvet traps your body heat instantly. Within seconds, you are warm. You pull the covers up to your chin. You bury your head in the pillow. The pillow is soft and cool. It cradles your head. You let out a long sigh. The day is officially over. You reach out your hand to the lantern. You find the small metal dial. You turn it slowly. The flame gets smaller and smaller and smaller. Then it is gone. The room is plunged into darkness, pitch black. You cannot see your hand in front of your face, but it is a friendly darkness. It is a blanket of rest. You lie on your back. You listen to the house. The clock is too far away to hear now. There is only the silence of the room and the faint sound of the wind outside. Whoosh, whoosh. It cradles the cabin. You feel the weight of the duvet pressing down on you. It is a comforting weight. It makes you feel secure. You relax your toes. You relax your feet. You relax your calves. You relax your knees. You relax your thighs. You relax your hips. Your lower body is heavy. It is sinking into the mattress. You relax your stomach. You relax your chest. You relax your hands. You relax your arms. You relax your shoulders. They drop down away from your ears. You relax your neck. You relax your jaw. You part your lips slightly. You relax your tongue. You relax your eyes. You relax your forehead. Your whole body is heavy. Your whole body is loose. You are melting. You are drifting. Thoughts try to come into your mind, but they are too slow. They slip away before you can catch them. You do not want to catch them. You only want sleep. You focus on your breathing. In, out, in, out. It is a slow rhythm. It is the rhythm of the universe. You are falling gently, falling through soft layers of darkness. Down, down, down. It feels like floating on a raft on a calm lake. The water is still. The air is still. You are safe. You are warm. You are loved by the quiet. The line between being awake and being asleep blurs. You are not sure if you are thinking or dreaming. It does not matter. It is all the same. The darkness wraps around you like a soft velvet cloak. It protects you. It heals you. You surrender to it completely. You let go of the cabin. You let go of the forest. You let go of the rain. You let go of yourself. There is nothing left but peace. Infinite peace. Quiet peace. Deep peace. You are asleep. You are asleep. You are asleep. Good night.